how to actually access pfSense after installing it. Here's our part 2. In part 1, we installed pfSense as our own virtual firewall. But here's the catch. By default, you can't just open a web browser and log into it. So how do you actually manage it? So let's go ahead and fix that. So quick recap from part 1, where we left off. Our pfSense has 2 network legs. Remember, let's go ahead and blow this up. So first leg is WAN, and WAN leg, which connects to our real home network, which is this, at 10.10.x. Then our LAN, which is the second leg, which is this, we have 172.16.40.x. Our gateway is 40.1, which is our LAN. By design, pfSense locked down the WAN side completely, this side right here. And that's by design. No access is allowed from the outside. The LAN side, which is 172.16.40.1, is the or 40.x network, is the only way in, and that's on purpose. That's the management network. So we're gonna go ahead and figure out how do we get to here, because none of these devices outside our pfSense firewall be able to access our 172.16.40.1. So let's go ahead and get into that. So basically the answer is we are going to go ahead and create a second VM. Switching things up, I'm going to be using Oracle 9, which is this VM, with a desktop environment instead of Windows. It's a good excuse to get more comfortable navigating in Linux, since a lot of home lab and server work happens there anyway. So I'm not going to cover creating OL9 or Oracle 9 or any Linuxy, but if you want it, let me know, put your comments in, and we'd be glad to do a how-to or walk you through on building your Oracle 9 or Linux box within Oracle environment. So first, what we're going to do, let's go ahead and power this on. Also, there's another thing that you have to remember. When running your lab environment within VirtualBox, you have to do it in order. What does that mean? Meaning that you can't just go ahead and turn on any VM. The first thing that you have to do is make sure that pfSense is running. And then after it's fully loaded, where you see the menu and everything within pfSense, go ahead and turn on your other VMs. If not, you're gonna find your way like, hey, how come I cannot access cannot access the internet? I could not access the web portion of management plane of our pfSense and so forth. So again, remember, turn on pfSense first. Once that's turned on, you can go ahead and minimize it, leave it running in the background, because if not, like what I said, you're gonna have tons of problem, no network access and so forth. So now that the menu for pfSense is already up, let's just go ahead and minimize that, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn our Oracle 9. Oracle 9 is not as bad to install. Walk through, go to the normal default settings, make sure you have the web desktop server environment, so it will load up the nice desktop interface for you, and that's a good starting point. And while this one is loading, let's just go ahead and check our settings just to make sure that we're in the right network. Our VM or Oracle 9 is actually pointing to that LAN leg or interface that we have earlier, or which I mentioned earlier. For Oracle 9, right click here, go to settings. First thing that we got to check is the network side. So we don't need 2 adapters here like what we did for pfSense. We just need 1 network adapter and we should be good. And remember to attach it to the internal network, not NAT, not bridge, but internal network. Whatever the name here that you define. I have currently now internal net or intnet. Make sure that in your pfSense, your second interface is pointing to the same one, right? Again, so if your pfSense second NIC is attached to internal network and the name is internal net or intnet, your Oracle 9 should be pointing to the same one, because if not, it won't be able to talk to each other, right? See, so that's the first check that you need to do. Then after that, go ahead and jump into your Oracle 9. Let's go ahead and log into this one. So once it's finally loading, let's just go ahead and check a little bit more. Here in Oracle 9, open a CLI. And then let's just go ahead and check our IP. So look, recall that in part 1, we set up our DHCP range starting from .100 to, I think if I remember correctly, is .150, I believe. So we got 50 or maybe .120, but it's within this range. Next check is, let's just go ahead and ping our gateway or the interface, LAN interface of our pfSense, which is 173.16.40.1. All right, so that's a good indication that we could reach our pfSense management interface from our Linux box. So we're gonna go ahead and just, so now from here, let's just go ahead and find our Firefox. So this is the next step. So we ping, I can access it, I can see it. Let's just go ahead and open up the browser and point it to the same IP address, 172.16.40.1. So now here's our pfSense. So from this point on, you're going to be managing everything that you want to do, setup wise, configuration wise, in this interface. The default username and password for pfSense, if you haven't changed it, or just, again, this is our first time, so I'm just going to go ahead and go through it. So admin pfSense, all lowercase. I'll click not now. Let me just maximize this a little bit so you guys can see here. Accept the trademark, user right agreements, so on and so forth. So now we now can access our pfSense. Right. So this is the web UI. Again, so much features, but the one that we're gonna go through tonight is, I believe we went to the DHCP, but let's go through the core features of our firewall, of our pfSense. So you can see it's the community edition system. You can check this is where you update, or you want to go ahead and upgrade the version that you have. Let's see what version we're in. Stable version is 2.8.1, and it will tell us, what's the current base system, the latest base system, and it's up to date. So we're good to go. So if there's any update, just jump into the section system update, and you'll see if there's it will go out to the internet, fetch if there's any new stable version, and you can install it. Another thing to check is update settings, which branch, and so forth. So you could disable it too, but I rather have it this default setting, so at least I know if there's a new version, if there's any vulnerabilities or fix for bug fixes and so forth. So that's the system info. Let me see. That's not a whole lot of. We're not gonna get into the routing and package manager. This is good too. So any packages that you're interested to install, once we get to the part of, we're gonna have a lot of part within pfSense, and please do let me know if you're interested on installing the IDS, IPS package and so forth. Just hit me up, comment section, let me know what you guys want to see next in terms of pfSense virtual lab, home lab setup. So this is the package manager. You can install it. Again, there is so many packages out there that you could put in your pfSense and get going from Zeek to again, tons and tons of packages. So whatever you want to learn, it's right here. And by the way, I don't think we touch the routing, switching. It's all included also in this version. So from VLANing, if you want to learn more about networking, you could also do it here. All right. So now that we access the web UI, so what's the next one, right? First thing you got to do, go ahead and change your password. Right. So let's just go ahead and take care of that. Let's go ahead and put the new password here and confirm it and hit save. All right, so looks like we screwed that up. Go ahead and do this again. Save. All right, good to go. Green, it's always good. All right, so password change. Just make sure you remember your password. If by any means that you forget your password, there's a way to go ahead and do it, but you must have access to your CLI. All right, which you do, so it's not a bad thing. But to make it easier, make a note, remember your password. All right, so that's that. So let's verify some setting here. Remember the LAN, WAN, IP addresses and interface. Where do we see that from here? So it's right here under interface. Let's see the WAN. So remember DHCP? That's what we got, right? So RFC, there's other settings here for IPv6 and so forth, but that's our WAN side. And let's check out our LAN side. There's our LAN side, right? Static IPv4, and here's our gateway. If you want to go ahead and double check that, verify it, it's right here. So this is where you find all these settings. Next question, like where is the DHCP? Any services for pfSense will be under services. So let's check the DHCP server first. All right, so enable DHCP server on LAN interface. We've been through this before. Here's your subnet /24. Here's the subnet range. Just make a note, this is different from our pool range. Pool range is the set of IP address that you wanted to assign to all your VMs or any host within your LAN or your network. So remember we defined, actually it's .120. So we got 20 hosts, more than enough. If you want to create additional pool, you can adjust it here or you can do it here. I can specify the DNS server. I love to control how the DNS kind of work instead of me putting the 8888 earlier. In the WAN side, sure, you can use that, but this is the settings where you're gonna set your VMs. So let's see, what is the so this is 172.40.1. I think, if I remember correctly, I set this up to, let's go to the wired settings. So DNS is 8.8.8. Let's see if we put this in automatic. I'm gonna go ahead and use to see if I use the pfSense DNS, would it work for us? I just want to go ahead and check if it's automatic already or if we need to set that up. Let's go ahead and do that. Minimize this real quick. Let's see, that's that. Okay, pfSense. Anything else? I just want to check if there's anything else that I need to do. All right. Let's look up. Oh, it's still serving as that. Let me see. Server, let's do that. 16 that. Let's see. Reply, can't find server. So yes, this validates us that we have to set up the DNS server here, which is fine. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it back the way it was before. We'll go through that on more of our home lab setup in our next video. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this back to where it was before. So if I need to browse the internet, we can go ahead and do that. So we're not gonna have any problem. Alright, nope. Make sure you turn that off. Go back here, IPv4. Let me set it back to 8888. Alright. So let me see. Let's go back and check it out. I'll put it back to server 8. Alright, we're good. Let's go back here. So that's set up. And all the services that you want to find, this is where we're going to cover the DNS and other settings within pfSense in our next videos. So that's good. Let's see. Let's just see if we can browse the internet. Yeah, let's see. Google.com. All right, that's good. Let's see. World Hands. Lab, see if we can access our lab from here. Oh, okay. So yeah, it looks like we get internet. So that's good. All right, so we verify the settings, WAN, LAN environment, DHCP server. We tested the connectivity. We are good to go. So now we have that. Remember, I talked to you guys about earlier in regards with how do we turn this on in order. So you have to do the same thing. What you need to do is, let's say you're done. I'm just gonna go ahead and power off my lab. What we could do is basically exit out from here, do your normal shutdown here. All right, turn it off and power off. All right, after you're done powering off all your VMs, the next part is turn this off. My habit is not just right clicking and turn this off from here. You could do that, but best way to do this is like your normal desktop. Go back out here, hit number 6, press enter, say yes, turn it off. So turning it back on, pfSense first, then VMs. Turn it off, all the VMs. The last one is pfSense. So now we got fully working pfSense, Firewall, and a way to actually manage it. But this is just really the foundation. pfSense can do a lot more. Firewalls, we're gonna go through that too. The DNS management, as I mentioned earlier, intrusion detection and prevention, traffic shaping, prioritizing certain apps, even VPN. Yeah, by the way, VPN is also included in the commercial edition. This is the hands-on exploration, is really where your learning happens and where the series goes next. If you follow along and get your own pfSense firewall running, let me know in the comments and tell me, what should we build next in this lab? You want the VPN first? You want the intrusion detection? Just let me know. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.